matches to start.
Yeah, just waiting on the players to hop in. This will be Rob for S-Rice and a Pit or Dark Pit, depending on which one they prefer in the matchup for Ice. Normally, I would think Pit is a little bit stronger thanks to his consistency in killing and his more flexible arrows. But sometimes, especially on a bigger body like Rob, Dark Pit, especially depending on stage, Dark Pit could be the choice.
William and Mary sending in one of their heavy hitters with S-Rice, so making sure they don't fall behind, which is very important with this 5-point deficit.
That is, it's pretty big. It's pretty big to make sure you don't fall into a very deep hole early. I mean, we saw what happened with University of Hawaii against St. Peter's. They fell into a hole extremely early and just couldn't dig their way out of it. Going back and forth, though, you both keep your mentalities in check, and you can, both teams, I mean, keep their mentalities in check and can start pushing forward into the latter half of the game where everything starts to be on the line.
So we're starting it, getting it on to PS2, a absolute classic. Love to see how these two players go.
3, 2, 1, go!
And so here it is. Yeah, the Pit comes out, and normally you see Pit, at least in the few matchups where it is dependent. Normally you see Pit when you know that you're trying to kill with things like upper dash arm and a little bit more consistently. It being vertical happens to be a rather more consistent killing option, especially as a burst option off of ledge. And these controllable arrows on a big body like Rob will be able to snipe him out of moves a little bit better, but the air dodge was stuffed out by S-Rice. Make no mistake, that is S-Rice starting strong and looking to keep it going.
As we know, Rob's Finny move, which name I completely forgot.
Arm rotor.
Yes, there we go. Arm rotor is so powerful off the side of the stage, and it's honestly so scary if you get hit by it once. And we saw Ice was really expecting it. Ice was waiting for it to happen, but that air dodge was not enough.
Yeah, and it looks like S-Rice has just been calling out defensive options over and over. The back air smothering the ledge so Ice can't retreat there for safety. While Pit may have a incredibly good defensive option now, thanks to the 7.0, 8.0 buffs with the Guardian Orbiters spawning so fast, it's certainly not the best when you fall in so behind. Rob, plenty of kill options and kill tools just at his disposal, both raw and set up. Oh man, S-Rice is just is looking for edge guards and looking for kills on this right side right now. That was sick.
Right, absolutely. Ice taking a stock off of S-Rice. Again, a stock is better than no stocks. But right now, S-Rice is doing so well for William and Marion, getting so high into the points right now, having 2 stocks higher, which is going to be so good for points later on.
And you can't sweep on Ice just yet, though. Pit's neutral air being a massive being a multi-hit, maybe it's not as big as something like Palutena air, but just that multi-hit's nature really smothers a common defensive option that people go for when landing on your buttons with shield. But just as Ice was punishing so many of S-Rice's dash attacks on shield with neutral air, Rob has equally strong offensive tools out of shield, that being a up smash, and oh boy is that killing. That probably would have killed many a percent earlier.
You're right. On Honestly,
118.
such really good plays on both Ice and S Rice. Some things I just weren't expecting when it came to Pit, like the third stock that Ice took from Barrett was so nice, so clean, and really props to Ice.
Yeah, you really need to have your conversions on deck for when you're playing against Rob. Look at this back air, by the way. Oh, it's so good. Uh, Having your conversions on deck against Rob makes your opponent have to reconsider just how much they're doing as the Rob main, because Rob can combo you to death, and we saw that many a times with S Rice, where he would pull off combos and air dodge reads with the back airs we saw in the second stock, the arm rotor on the first one. But by having your conversions, especially for killing on ready, then you can start to make Rob fall back a little bit and not try to push for those kills nearly as confidently as before. And that's gonna be the game plan for Ice sending into this game too, because he can't fall into such a huge deficit against S Rice, who looks so confident in his play.
So right now we have William and Mary banning Kalos Town and FP for game 2. Currently, we're actually going to be running it back to PS2. Same characters, I assume. What do you think you're gonna see like differently, or how Ice in particular is gonna take what he learned from the previous match into the current match?
Honestly, I could see the swap to Dark Pit right now, because Pokemon Stadium 2 has, while its blast zones are relatively normal, because the stage is so long, the side blast zones are very close to the edge of the stage. So getting the Electroshock arm could be helpful, but that doesn't seem like it's in Ice's plan. He's just holding strong with the Pit. He knows his vertical conversions are strong. He knows how to play around these platforms. He just needs to maintain his advantage and not just maintain his combos.
So Ice did a really good job at intercepting S Rice's combos and series of moves with a Nair, but still getting a lot of damage, getting hit by the gyro, walking right into it a couple times.
And oh man, S Rice just looks like he's playing strong, he's playing confident, and he knows how to get around a lot of Pit's greater tools, or at least more covering tools, neutral air and forward air. While they're all multi-hits, which is great against spot dodge, he's holding shield pretty confidently and getting off of ledge without much trouble at all. Up tilt, up one more. No, he calls out the jump instead with up air, and there goes Ice. But good DI keeps him alive, but no DI is saving you from that back air. Caught again, just as he was in the second stock of game 1. Caught for trying to be aggressive off ledge with these up air, with the forward air, excuse me. And man, if you're getting caught for the same option twice, that may be a habit that S Rice is looking to exploit even further.
And you know what also sometimes really scares me? And it's gyro right towards the edge of the right platform, right there, and then they can combo into an up smash. Or maybe it's the other way around. It's gyro by the ledge and Rob right by the platform.
Yeah, I know what you mean though. When you find yourself between Rob and his gyro, it's not nearly as good as trying to put yourself between Pac-Man and his hydrant. But the forward throw will absolutely kill, especially with DI like that. He was holding towards the blast zone. He might have known he was dead regardless. Either way, the jump out of danger gets Ice away from the arm rotor, as he's looking to start one of these combos and try to make up the damage. Ooh, but the laser does so much.
I want to mention that Ice does a really good job at just using the shield right as he's trying to come back onto the stage, knowing that S Rice and most Robs in general will go for some laser for the extra damage.
He's starting to clip together. I completely agree. The Guardian Orbiters have been saving Ice from a ton of damage. As he's using it more as a reflector purposes than rather its shielding purposes. But gotta be careful. S-Rice was looking to end it all, especially with this 2-stock, putting them I think in the lead for this crew battle. But Ice is still holding on, trying to keep it together, and as long as he maintains center like this, not like this, in fact, as S-Price dominates him, pushes himself forward, and gets was looking for an air dodge, but didn't get anything.
And honestly, I really think that S-Rice was really expecting that roll, missing it barely by like a thin margin. But it's all good. I just want to mention that Ice is playing this game a lot better than he's been playing the first game. Really understanding what moves to use and what moves not to use, and getting that F smash really good, making it at one point at 1 stock. Even if he were to lose this game, as long as he doesn't give S-Rice 2 points, that's good.
Yeah, he's putting himself definitely in a better spot than he was, but Ice needs to find a solid starter. He's looking to call out jumps, but S-Rice just seems to be spacing himself so well with a lot of his retreating aerials. What a mash from Ice. Oh my, he got out of that berry so quickly. But with that should...
Ooh.
Oh wow, okay. And even better DI. Ice is gonna live this life until his last.
Aww.
And you know what? There it goes.
Yeah, Ice definitely played that match really well. With AIV's 5 points from the first game, and now S-Rice's 5 points for William and Mary, that equalized the score. I think Ice getting these stocks really helped out in equalizing the score. And if you can't score more points, you can have your opponent score less.
Yeah, he kind of realized his win condition towards the latter half of this game was like, hey, I just need to take as many stocks as possible and try to give not give up the lead for my team, even if we do end up in a tie. But man, he got caught there with the rising forward air. And if we can see S-Rice's Ice losing his second stock, yeah, here it is. He adapted. He adapted correctly even. He's like, all right, I'm going to wait on ledge and wait to see what we can do after the back air. But then back air just hit ledge. So S-Rice really using the same move in multiple different ways just to make Ice's life a living hell. And that's kudos to Ice for maintaining his team's endurance, but S-Rice just looks so dominant in those games that a quick 2-0 was almost inevitable.
Absolutely. And honestly, these two players and these two teams are so close in the bracket. I mean, and so close in seeding, so close to one another. After the replays, since we haven't gotten a chance to look at the bracket, would love if we could go to the bracket and see where we are right now. So currently we are streaming William and Mary versus